In this case, they have created the manual table here itself, and those are not gonna change. So they have created directly here. Like this, in the real time also, when we are loading this information, we should have the proper data source. But normally for that only in the real time scenarios, we will use the cloud version. Now, if I have the MySQL and you have the MySQL connection, just we will change the credentials from normally they will not give individual user credentials also in the real time. They will maintain one database credentials. They will share that credentials, all of them for us. They will not share individually for user level access in the DB. See, now these many steps are created. For I think here only less, only in the master detail. This is the main table, right? Here these many tables are created. First, this is data loading. Until here, later it is promoted to headers. The first table, I think the first column is not coming. First column is coming as column names, so it is promoted as headers. Later, the change types, and next one time they have done. I think it is not properly done. So again they have done it. Later they have removed the blank rows in which column? Here see. In the record field values, wherever it is empty, right? They have removed all the nulls. And in the next step, filtered rows. Filtered rows, here they are filtering that information. What happened in the reference column? They are taking, they may have different one. They are excluding these categories. This symbol is not equal to, they are excluding these categories. N1 application maintenance, this one. Out of overall whatever they have different categories and reference one, I think these were not required for their report. So they are filtering out this information from here itself. This is the step they have done. And later they have created one index one. Yesterday, which we see no add column, we are creating one index column. That is what they have created, starting with 0 and 1. Starting with 0 they have taken, and the value keeps on increasing by one value. The next step is they have created one index column. This one yesterday we have seen the conditional column. That is what they have done. The column name is KPI. If the value index value is greater than 0 and less than 10, then value will come as n minus 0. Like that, they have created multiple conditional columns. In single conditional column only, they have written multiple logics. This is the step they have done. And later, this is KPI name, what they have done. Even here also, they have created again one conditional column. This KPI name also, just the column name is KPM. Earlier, it is just KPI. Next, they are unpivoting the data. Whatever the information we are getting, we have seen earlier, right? Wherever we are getting the information in the columns, we can convert it as rows. For that, they are using the unpivot columns on these tables so that the next thing will be in the tabular format. Now, normally, if you've seen here, the difference between, see, when the unpivot icon here it is grayed out because we have error now. Now see, whatever we have in this, like in this format in the columns, it will convert as table when we have used the unpivot. But here when we are in the table format, it will come as columns. This is a pivot column. Okay, now where is this step? Yeah, next thing they are renaming two columns. What they have done is attribute, they have renamed it as month. Okay, next added custom. They have created one column by using the custom thing. See what the logic have written. Each value, even here also they have used the conditional column only. See if else, same. They have written the condition. Just here we not need to. I think here in this case they have entered the manually because they are doing some aggregations also based on the value, right? I think they have written the custom column and they have written the mquery fully. Mquery functions here. They have not used the conditional column. If I have used the conditional column, only I will get the result. But here they have done the calculation also. but the logic is if condition only. See, if else, again they have done different if conditions, nested if condition. And in the next step, here they are just it is filter wherever in this previous column, in the custom column, wherever we are getting true, they have filtered out for that information only. Here added custom, that column which we created, they are taking the only information which is true. Here they are removing the unwanted one column they have removed out, and they have renamed value 1 to value. Again here they have created one more conditional column. See, if condition, if the value is done, like here I think we are getting the month names as text, like Jan to some Jan Feb, something like that. We don't have the month numbers, right? For that they have created this step. If it is Jan, then 1, else Feb, then 2. Like this they have created the conditional column. Next they are renaming again custom. This one when they have created, I think they have not given the by name for that column. By default it is created as custom. In the next step they have renamed that custom to month name. Next later they are sorted month numbers in the ascending order. Now here one more column they have created, this one, reference service level name. This is the column name. Here what they are doing, they are combining, concatenating reference and service level with delimiter as hyphen. Even here also they are doing one more concatenate. Here they have used the if condition, added custom, the data types change, value new to the percentage. I think earlier it is in the text or something else, value whole number or anyway. Here they are renaming the, here they have renamed the column, and later again they have created one more column based on the if condition. This is how in the real time scenarios also, to load the proper information we need to do number of steps here. When you want to use the same steps in another report with the same data source, you can directly copy the advanced editor code and you can paste that information. Okay. Now I am closing. Any doubts in here? Later we'll see the example from the Flipkart and there. Now here any steps or anything information. Later I will explain you this dashboard. Here I don't have this. When I click on every table I will get errors only, as I don't have source. But later whatever the calculations here we have used this visuals and everything I will explain you. Yeah. Okay, then I am
So
clear.
Nagendra,
Yeah.
those many steps, yeah, that we are saying that step, we have to figure out that what would be the step we have to follow, or according to
No, no.
our
Based
task.
on our requirement, we need to fetch out this information, right? So we need to think. For example, in this case only, think that directly we got this information. Okay, but when we have to do particular data or modeling, first we don't have the column names itself. First we need to work on that. Later here we don't have the brand name. At the time we need to split that all the information to be properly, so that for everything it will automatically create the steps, right? Then only we will have the proper information and later we can load it.
That means we have to spend more time to
Yeah,
clean
yeah,
the data.
cleaning only. But when we have used the real time, normally in the database, we will get the more all the information. But here also they have used the Excel file. They are getting all the information. Okay, here they are not doing any cleaning part like the column names or something. But when they are for their report requirement, based on their columns, like see in this case what they have done is they have filtered out this information. Think that I am doing the report for all the regions, whatever the data I have, think that for across the globe I have done the report. But customer requirement here is I want to see the only report for India and US. Then what you can do here, normally after loading the data, you need to do for every calculation, we need to apply the measure or filter for that. We need to exclude. Other than that, when we are loading this information only, we can directly filter out that particular rows, right? Here I want only India and USA. Then we are filtering out this information in the Power Query. When you are loading that, only you will have the data for India and USA. This is one step.
Okay.
Like this they have created. Now think that yesterday which I have said, right? Like my names are not coming properly. Like for Walmart only we are getting names as three different names. But after loading this information, think that when we are creating one measure, I want to find out the sum of sales for uh, Walmart. Normally, what we will write is calculate sum of sales customer equal to Walmart. We will write it. Whatever the Walmart name we have given in the quotations, like for example, I have taken everything will be. I am thinking that it is in the Walmart. I don't have any extra characters or something. Then what happened here? For example, I have 10,000 rows. In that, only 5,000 rows with the exact name. Then what happened? The sales will come for only that 5,000 rows. The 5,000 rows will be skipped, right? Because the name convention is something different. At that time, what we need to do? Again, we need to write one more filter, one more filter. Instead of that, we can correct the names properly, right? For that, we can create one more conditional column here, or we can use the replace also, so that the naming convention is proper across the Walmart, even for the different customers also. When you are getting like that, you can create one more step. Like that, we need to clean. And here, think that we are loading this information like here is it. Here we are taking the information laptop two tables and mobile two tables. Okay. Now my requirement is in the lap. Hello. Yeah, now in this case, I have two tables, right? Now, anyway, these two consisting of same information, but these two are coming from different sources, something. Then, instead of loading these two tables, I can append these two tables into one, later mobiles also into one. Okay, that is one step, like append step. We'll create one more. And later, think that here I am here think that we don't have any brand name, but just we have the configuration. But when we are loading up this information only, think that these are here we have different name. Anyway, think that all this table one we are getting only Lenovo laptops here, but we don't have any column saying that this is the Lenovo laptop. Then what we need to do, we need to create one column, custom column like brand. We'll keep all the information what we have in the laptop is as this one Lenovo. Otherwise, we can create one more thing that we have this information like this only. In this case, what we will do, we need to do text parsing like the text to column, so that we can identify the any here. The main advantage here is, yeah, brand name is starting with in the first character itself. So directly we can use the split two columns also. If it is not there, then what we will do, we will use the if conditional column. Wherever access is find out, we will take it as access mi, something like that. For example, if I have 100 brand of laptops in the single table, then we can't write the conditional columns, right? Because everything we need to check it and we need to write manual. At that time, we will use the text to columns. Anyway, these are in the first space itself, we are getting the brand name. So that directly we can use the text to columns. Directly it will create the column. Later, we will append these two. Even these two also we will done. This is how the steps were increasing one by one. Now here in the earlier in the casa one, when we are scrapping that information from different sources, right? From where we are getting the this furniture from different distributors. At that time, they for each of them there will be in the different process, there will be in the different. After loading this information for different tables, at that time we have I didn't remember the name. We have, I think, around 10 to 12 distributors for us. We will load up all the information individually. we will clean up everything and we will make all the columns consistent. For example, in one table we have 10 columns. We should have all the 10 columns in different tables. We will make the consistent first everything. Later we will consolidate all of them into one table. Like this, we need to do all the cleanups and everything like these transformations. And finally, we will load the data into the Power BI model.
Okay, that means based on requirement, we have
Yes,
to
yes, yeah, we need to
set
figure out.
some parameter that how we can create a dashboard and all things.
Yes, yes, yeah. For that only we will do. Now here we will see this example only. Here I am taking, this is from one source. Here you can see the URL also. This is the URL. And next, this is how it is loaded. And here also I have loaded something information. Here some more. And this is mobiles. Now we'll see how to figure out this one. Okay, here we have 16 columns and 16 columns in both the laptops, and here we have 17 and 17. First we will clean up these two, and later we'll do these two, and later we'll append these two tables, and we can append these two also. Finally we will load it. Okay, now first thing we need to segregate this information, right? Here what I am doing, here I want only the brand name thing. That now for that, what should I get it? Here I can do if condition, but if condition anyway right now we are seeing only 4. In the future they may come many more, right? Then if condition will not work. Now anyway the brand name is starting with directly starting, right? Directly we can use the text to columns here to find out the brand name. Okay, now I am doing text to columns, and later we'll rename the columns and we'll clean up this information also. First thing, directly split column. I am taking delimiter by space, and I want only the first one, right? Delimiter I am giving space, otherwise you can directly select the space itself. And here I don't want each occurrence, because here we have here one space, here one space. Anyway these are all required. We required only the first thing, right? So I am taking leftmost delimiter. Then only first thing, as mi, everything will come into one column, rest everything will come into one column. Only two columns will be created now. See, now the brand is separated. Now, if I want this information, we can keep it. Otherwise, we can delete this information. Now, in this case, I am deleting this information. Now, we will rename these columns, and later, if there is any changes also, we will work on it. Now, here I am taking brand, and these are ratings, and these are number of reviews. And later we'll remove this one also. Anyway we have typen as reviews, right? Later we'll take this one into the whole number. As of now it will not convert to whole number because this text is also there. Later we'll remove that text and we will convert into whole number. This is discounted price and that is original price. In the real time we will not write these entire columns because we will get from the source side. Here these are not identified properly. Original price, and this is discount percentage. Here number of ratings. Here this is about the processor, and this is the RAM, OS, HDD I am taking. Okay, these many enough. We'll remove rest of them. Okay, now here we have 12 columns. We need to see how many steps are created. Now we need to clean this information also, like wherever we have this reviews text, right? We need to remove them. Only we have number here. For that, we will use the replace values. Here we have it. Anyway, you can right click and do the replace values also. You can convert into number now. Whole number, decimal number. Anyway, these are not decimal numbers, right? Just the whole numbers. Here it is decimal number. I think we have cleaned up. Okay, here also we will remove this one, the text one, then it will be as percentage. Just make it as percentage. Here we will remove this ratings also. I think we have cleaned up this information. I think this is enough for now. See, these many steps are created now. Now what happened? Think that if I have the exact formatting which I have here in the source I have the exact formatting. Here also, if I have the same data which is loaded from these two tables, we'll see that if it is exactly there, instead of creating this multiple all the steps which we have done here, we can directly use it. Now I am thinking that I have the exact information in these two tables when it is initially loading. Now if I want to make all these steps for this table also, I am not creating one by one. What I will do is, here until this changed step it is created, right? Change type. Even here also we have the change type. These two steps are same. Now instead of this creating everything, I will use the advanced editor code. Now we have these all the steps, right? Now you can copy until change type. We have information in table 1 and table 2. Now we are created these many information, right? Just to copy this information, I am copied from table 1. Now come here, table 2. Just we need to add comma. Now see, no errors. If the data is exactly in the first, when we are loading this information from the source, if two are exactly same, now automatically all the steps is created, everything will be same. See, now we have not created again the steps from table 1 to table 2, but all the information is properly. But see, something is different here. Number of reviews, okay. Discount price, original price, percentage, number of ratings, okay. Processor, okay. RAM, OS is okay. Here there is something difference. Here this is display, this is warranty. But in our case we are getting HDD. No, see, that is how. Here we don't have the two columns. Here we have the display. Here we have this HDD also, but we have deleted. No, but here what happened, based on that sorting information we have done, right? This will come as display. And I think here what happened, that HDD column is missing when the data is loading itself. In this case what I am doing,
అన్నయ్య
yeah,
అన్నయ్య ల్యాప్‌టాప్ 1కి కదా మనము క్లీన్
అవును.
చేసింది. సేమ్ ల్యాప్‌టాప్ 2కి ఎలా వచ్చింది?
ఇప్పుడు ఆ అడ్వాన్స్ ఎడిటర్ కోడ్ ల్యాప్టాప్ వన్లో ఉన్నదాన్ని ఇక్కడ ల్యాప్టాప్ టూలో పేస్ట్ చేసాం కదా, అందువల్ల ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఆ స్టెప్స్ అన్నీ మనకి ల్యాప్టాప్ టూలో కూడా యాడ్ అయినాయి.
ఓకే. ఓకే.
అట్లా. ఇప్పుడు ఇన్ దిస్ కేస్ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్, ఓన్లీ దీస్ టూ ఆర్ నాట్ ఐడెంటిఫైడ్ బికాస్ మేబీ ఇన్ దిస్ టూ టేబుల్. వన్ సెకండ్, హియర్ విల్ సీ. దిస్ ఈజ్ హౌ విల్ క్లీనింగ్. నౌ ఇన్ దిస్ స్టెప్ వాట్ ఐ am doing here, I am renaming this one as display. First I will delete this column because this is warranty information, right? Anyway, we are not taking that information there. Here I am taking as display. Now what happened? Here we have 11 columns. Here we have 12 columns. Here what the extra one is HDD, but we don't have that in the table 2. Okay, no problem. What it will come from the table 2 as nulls. Okay, this also we'll check it anyway. Now this is how we will clean up this information. If the data source is not proper, then what we need to do? We need to do manually. Now in this case, we copied the advanced editor code from the table 1 and we applied the information on the table 2. Everything is automatically sorted out. Any doubts here? Now we'll check for the mobiles also. Any doubts in this coding and these steps?
ఇలా చేసేటప్పుడు ఏమైనా ఎర్రర్స్ ఏమైనా వస్తాయా?
ఎర్రర్స్ వస్తాయి, మనం సింటాక్స్ ఎర్రర్స్ ఏమన్నా వస్తుంటాయి, అవి చెక్ చేసుకోవాలి మనము. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే ఎవ్రీ స్టెప్కి మనం నావిగేషన్ చూస్తే, ఇఫ్ యూ సీన్ ఎవ్రీ స్టెప్ హియర్, దిస్ ఈస్ ద సోర్స్, రైట్? ఫర్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ద స్టెప్ హియర్ యూ ఆర్ టేకింగ్, the next thing here it will be extracted. Now see here I am using the change type 1. Here in the removed step it is taking the change type 1 from change type. Okay, now think that if I have removed this one, just I have ping this as change type 5. When I click on OK right now, it will throw the error. See, because this one is missing in the in between.
ఓకే.
Until this step it is fine, but when we are taking this step only, now we have changed it to change type 5. But what happened here, the taking, it is taking as change type 1 only. Now what we can do here, this one you can change type as 1, otherwise here you need to give reference as change type 5, whatever the column we have earlier. Now in this case I am taking change type 5, but here it is taking change type 1, right? Either it should be changed to change type 1, otherwise it should be
ఓకే.
changed
ఓకే.
to change type 5. Here I am doing to change type 5, then automatically the steps will be continued. Understood? This is how we'll clean the information. Now here what I am doing, later after we combine these two information, we will add one more custom column also. Now we will clean the mobile information. In this table we have only the Samsung mobiles, and in this one we have different brands. Okay, anyway first we will do the same thing which we have done for uh, laptops. First we need to take out the brand, and later we'll add these columns, we'll do some alignments, later we'll see. Now here first we'll split the column. I want only the brand name, right? Split column delimiter. Here I am taking just the space is required, and the leftmost only just we want the brand name, that's it. I'm removing this unwanted column. Now here we have only the brand. Okay, now here these are the rating, and this is reviews. This is, here we have two columns or only one column for price. Okay, just I am taking as discounted price. And here we have much more information, right? Here we will split this again, like RAM and ROM, to two columns. Okay, and we will remove this expandable one. Now in this case I want to split the column again, split by delimiter. Here we want to have this symbol. Just use the custom and you can exactly give this custom symbol, and I want 2 times, because here I want the RAM and ROM, so I am using this each occurrence, so that every time wherever it is identified it will create. Now in this step here it will create 3 columns. Okay, because here we have 2, right? So now it will come as 2 different, and I don't want this information, and just I am deleting this. And this is RAM, This is ROM. PLAY display. Camera. Directory. Okay, we'll remove these columns. Okay, now these many steps we are created. Okay, now see again I am applying these all the steps to this one. Okay, first we'll remove this reviews also text. Replace values. This I am taking as whole number. Random. Okay, display.
ఇక్కడ స్ప్లిట్ చేసేటప్పుడు మిడిల్ కూడా స్ప్లిట్ చేయొచ్చా?
మనం ఈ కేసులో అలానే చేసాం కదా. ఇది ఇక్కడ ఇప్పుడు ఈ కేసులో చూస్తే మనకి 3 ఉన్నాయి. ఓకేనా, ఈ 3 ఎలా స్ప్లిట్ చేసామంటే ఈచ్ టైం అనే ఇస్తే చూడు ఇక్కడ నేను వచ్చేసి ఈచ్ అకరెన్స్ అని ఇచ్చాను కదా. ఎన్ని నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్స్ ఉంటే అన్ని స్ప్లిట్
ఈచ్ అకరెన్స్ అంటే అన్ని అయిపోతాయి కదా, స్పేస్ ఉన్నాయి అన్ని. అంటే పర్టికులర్
మనకి
ఒకటి
అట్లా ఒకటి చేయలేము. తర్వాత మనకు అన్వాంటెడ్ రిమూవ్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఇక్కడ ఏం చేశాను, ఈచ్ టైం క్రియేట్ చేసినప్పుడు 3 కాలమ్స్ క్రియేట్ అయినాయి. ఓకేనా, నాకు ఏ కాలం అయితే అవసరం లేదో ఈ స్టెప్లో నేను డిలీట్ చేసేసుకున్నాను. ఎక్స్పాండ్ ఎక్కడ
ఓకే ఓకే, అంటే పర్టికులర్గా కావాలనుకుంటే ఈచ్ అకరెన్స్ చేసిన తర్వాత
రిమూవ్ చేసేసుకోవచ్చు.
ఓకే
ఓన్లీ మనకు ఫస్ట్ అలా కావాలనుకుంటే లెఫ్ట్ మోస్ట్ అకరెన్స్ లేదంటే రైట్ మోస్ట్ అకరెన్స్ యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు.
ఓకే ఓకే.
ఇప్పుడు in this way we cleaned all the steps. Now we are applying the same steps for the mobile 2 also. Okay, now see, until the change type, here we have both of them are common, right? Now I need to apply these steps. Again we will do the same thing advanced editor. Later if any changes we will do that in the mobile 2 here, because here also we have done the step, but here we have 2 extra columns. Like in the early we have seen, no, there is no proper naming convention. For that last we have changed, right? Even that also, until this step both are same in laptop 1 and laptop 2. Here these 2 are extra. Now first we'll do all the steps. If something is not identified in the mobile 2, only we will change that step instead of doing from the beginning the same steps again and again. Now I am taking the advanced editor code. Again, until the change type we have everything common. I am copying from this fourth step, split column by delimiter. I am copying to end. Okay, now we'll go to here, change advanced editor. We have only until this change type, right? This is the last step. This is just in. Now I am copying this entire information. Here why this error is coming is we don't have the comma after the third step. Just click comma. Now no errors is been detected. Now click done. See, now we'll check it whether the data is coming properly or not. Now here the Redmi brand, rating, reviews, discounted price, these two will check why it is coming error. Display, see here those are not properly aligned what we are taking. In this cases, see the battery information is here, because I think when we are loading this information now, here only the alignment has been changed from that source to this source. In the here we have the percentage, here we have 2 columns, but when we load the mobile information from the table 1, right, here we have only 1. But when we are doing this now, the same steps has been applied, right? Now in this case this information will not work, we need to do manually. Even we got this information, but few of them are correct, and these many information after the discounted price, this column and these columns are coming different, no? So in this case we need to do manual process. Okay, if there is in the real time scenarios, you will not get like this because they are maintained in the database, right? The same columns will be there, so it is not required to clean like this. But in this case, we gone like this. So I am deleting this information, this all the steps, and later we'll start manually one by one. Now if you are, now if I have seen the, I am deleting the last step, you can go one by one. But if you want to remove any middle step, it will throw the warning, because deleting step may after subsequent steps which was got query to break. You can delete it, no problem, just here. Otherwise you can directly do, now instead of clicking this thing that we have 100 columns, again I need to remove 100. Directly what you can do, you can come to this code. I'm removing from here to here. Last step is change type, right? Just copy this and paste here so that all the steps will be deleted. Comma. Okay, here we have extra column that we need to delete. Now click done. All the steps will be gone. This is how which we have seen earlier. Understood? Now we'll clean the process manually. We will not take all the columns. We will take only the columns which we have in the mobile one. Okay, first we'll split the column for the brand. Any doubts following, right? Now first thing we need to space. See here I am not taking each occurrence because I want only the brand name, right? So I am taking only the leftmost delimiter. If I have used the each occurrence, then it will come as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns it will come. I am using the leftmost. See, only the left one will come into one column and remaining. This one I am removing it.
ఆ బ్రాకెట్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, అవి ఎలా స్ప్లిట్ అవుతాయి?
ఎక్కడ ఇక్కడ బ్రాకెట్స్ మనం స్ప్లిట్ డిలిమిటర్ లో బ్రాకెట్స్ ఇస్తే బ్రాకెట్ వైజ్ స్ప్లిట్ అవుద్ది.
అంటే ఆల్రెడీ ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాయి కదా, అవి ఎలా స్ప్లిట్ అవుతాయి?
ఎలా అంటే ఇక్కడ స్పోర్ట్ తర్వాత బ్రాకెట్ కి ముందు స్పేస్ ఉంది కదా, మనం స్పేస్ ఇస్తున్నప్పుడు స్పేస్ వైజ్ స్ప్లిట్ అవుతాయి, బ్రాకెట్ తోటి సంబంధం లేదు.
అది రిమూవ్ అవుతుందా?
ఆహా, ఇప్పుడు ఈ స్పేస్ తర్వాత స్పోర్ట్ తర్వాత ఈ బ్రాకెట్ నుంచి ఈ
Hmm.
కోరల్ వరకు ఉంది కదా, ఈ కోరల్ స్పేస్ వరకు ఈ మొత్తం ఒకే టెక్స్ట్ లాగా వచ్చేస్తుంది, ఓపెన్ బ్రాకెట్ కోరల్ వరకు.
ఓకే, ఓకే.
అట్లా ఈ లాస్ట్ స్టెప్లో వచ్చేసి ఈ జీబీ నుంచి ఎండ్ వరకు ఒక కాలం లాగా వచ్చేస్తుంది.
ఓకే.
Now here I am deleting that unwanted extra column. Okay, now here I have this brand and later ratings. Just I am keeping as rating. Here also we have only rating, right? Yeah. Okay, now this is okay. Now this is reviews. We'll remove this text from later. This is, we should have exact names, otherwise it will create one more column, so we can better copy and paste it if we don't spelling mistakes. Okay, here we don't have this information, this original price and everything in this mobiles, right? So in now my case I am deleting this extra columns which we don't have in the table one, mobile one. Here we don't have this column and this column. I am removing these two columns. Now we'll split this information. Here also we have RAM and ROM. Here I am using multiple occurrence, because here we need to have the middle one also, right? If I want only the left one, then it is fine, but here in this case I want two columns. Split column by delimiter, and I am taking the custom. We need to enter this symbol which we have in between, and each occurrence click OK. Now it will be divided into three columns. I don't want this column, I am removing this. This is RAM, this is ROM, and we have taken the display also now in the last. RAM, ROM, display, camera, battery. Okay, this is display, See, now I am removing these unwanted columns, okay, these columns. Now we have this proper information. We need to clean up this one. Here is this replace values. Just make it as whole numbers. Okay, now we have here 9 columns. In the mobile one also 9 columns. In the laptop 2 we have 11 columns. Even in the laptop one also 12 columns. Okay, here what happened, the HDD is coming extra, right? No problem, we'll keep like that. For that we'll get, when we do the append, right, we'll get null values. Now here I have everything. These two are one category and these two are one category. For that, instead of loading this information, all the 4 tables, we will append mobiles into one, later laptops into one table. Now when I click close and apply, now 4 tables will be loaded. Again, we need to, when we are performing, if I want to have the sum of sales, sum of price for laptops, then what we need to take calculation from laptop 1 and again we need to take from laptop 2. Then only you will get this price, right? For that, what we are doing here, we are directly appending these 2 tables into one. Now for the laptop 1, I am taking append queries. Now see here I have 12 and here I have 11 columns. 12 columns will be created. If there is any spelling mistakes here, then extra columns also created. If there is wrong in between these 2 columns, any column. Now I am appending as, I am taking as new table. I am not appending into these 2 tables. Append queries as new. I am appending laptop 1 and laptop 2. Just click OK. It will come as new table like append. Just click continue. Get it load. Okay, by that time we'll do this one also. Mobiles also we will append the same. Okay, it is loading. We'll see the error why it is coming. First we'll do the append queries also. Append queries as new here. I think still it is loading the information. For that only it is throwing the error. Okay, mobile 1 and mobile 2 here I am appending. Now we will load. We will enable disable this to see. This one is done. Here we have 9 columns. See, now in the mobile 2 we have 9 columns and mobile 1 we have 9 columns. So there is no spelling mistakes. What we have in the table mobile 1 and mobile 2 exactly there. So we are getting this one. Now here I am renaming this one as mobiles overall. Total mobiles here under mobiles. Now here this one is also appended. Here we are getting 12 columns. One column is extra compared to laptop 2. For that the HDD will come as nulls for table 2. Here we see this information is not available in the table 2, right? This HDD column, for that we are getting null. We have this information in the table 1. We are getting this information. Now I am renaming this one as laptops. Now we not need to require these 4 tables. Yeah, any doubt?
ఆ నల్స్ ఎలా మరి తీసేయాలండి? రిమూవ్
నల్స్ నల్స్ మనం ఈ కేసులో తీసేయాలంటే డైరెక్ట్గా నల్స్ ఎక్స్క్లూడ్ చేయొచ్చు. కానీ ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే ఆ కాలం మిస్ అయింది అనమాట ల్యాప్టాప్ 2లో. మనం వాళ్ళకి ఇన్ఫార్మ్ చేస్తే అది
ఓన్లీ
యాడ్
11
చేస్తారు.
కాలమ్స్.
అందువల్ల ఇక్కడ మనం ఏంటంటే ఉన్న ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ లోడ్ చేసేస్తాము. నార్మల్గా ఇలాంటి కేసెస్లో ఏం చెప్తానంటే ఇలా నల్స్ వచ్చాయి అని చెప్పినప్పుడు బ్యాక్ ఎండ్లో వాళ్ళు డేటా కరెక్ట్ చేస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్గా వచ్చేస్తుంది అనమాట.
ఓకే.
Now in this case, I am disabling the load for these 4 tables. Anyway, we have appended this information in these 2 tables, right? We don't require these 4 tables. Just I am disabling load. Okay, now one more thing what we will do is, here this is laptops, we know that, but if the brand and everything is same, right? What we will do, we will create one column like category or something like that. For all this information what we have in these tables, we'll category as laptops, and for this one we'll category as this one mobiles. We'll create one custom column here. In the laptops I am creating one custom column, category. Just I am entering this information like laptop. I am not using any condition, just the empty text. One column is created, and even I am doing the same thing here also. Think that for example in this case only, for each brand we are getting separate information, right? And we don't have this column, we don't have the brand column, but the table itself it is saying that this is Samsung, this is iPhone, this is Apple, something like that. Then what we can do is but we don't have the brand name, then we can create the brand name custom column for each table here itself directly. Now here in this case we have manually entered that name, right? Even here also, for example, think that these are the Samsung mobiles. In this complete table itself we will create one custom column, in that we will create yes Samsung. Here think that iPhone, like that we can do it. Later when we combine here, right, that particular column will have all the information like Samsung, iPhone, Apple, something like that. Now we have clean up this information. Finally we will load these two tables only. Okay, this is about the Power Query editor like cleaning. Any doubts here?
Nagendra?